Introducing your 2011 AAA Blues. Defenseman. Number 2, Patrick Komodowski. Hutch Rubis. Forward. Number 9, Tyson Boyer. Defenseman. Number 10, John Peterson. Defenseman. Number 11, Malachi Smith. Defenseman. Number 12, Linus Brooks. Forward. Number 13, Brandon Bauer. Forward. Number 16, Braden Harris. Forward. Number 17, Jackson Giorgio. Defenseman. Number 19, Emerson Minimin. Forward. Number 21, Mason Blanchard. Forward. Number 27, Grant Fugner. Forward. Number 29, Ian Bowers. Goalie. Number 30, Max Stutzer. Goalie. Number 31, Luke Scannapieco. Forward. Number 66, Braden Schneider. Forward. Number 85, Gordon Crowley. Forward. Number 88, Luke Wessel. Forward. Number 91, Jonathan Zilm. Number 93, Ben Spatansky.
Okay, let's go.
Good morning, Blues fans. We are live here in cold and gloomy Chicago for Game 1 of the Blues Tier 1 Elite Showcase Weekend. Today, the Blues will take on the Indy Elite. Blues are going to start Max Stutzer in goal for the Blues. Forward unit will be Fugner, centering Schneider and Harris. Defensively, Malachi Smith, Linus Brooks will take the D-line. And we are ready to get this game underway. Refs check with both goalies. Fugner lines up to take the draw. Refs push back the wingers. And here we go. Face off, won by the Blues, back to Malachi Smith. He has it roll. He sends it off the boards to Harris. Harris has it knocked off of his stick. Indy Elite goes D to D across the blue line. They send it up. They're going to put it in deep. That goes on net. Stutzer taps it for Smith. Smith reverses behind the net for Brooks. He's going to skate it out near side up the boards. He goes up the boards for Harris. It goes past him, hits off an Indy player and goes into the corner. Harris hassles him. Fugner gets in on the forecheck. Indy makes the pass to get it out. Malachi Smith breaks up their exit. Schneider picks up the loose puck off an Indy skate. He puts it in deep. Fugner goes behind the net, knocks it off the stick. He takes it out, gets to Schneider in front. Schneider kicks it to a stick, takes a shot. That's stopped by the goalie. Goes all the way around the boards out to the point to Malachi Smith. He skates it behind the net. He tries a wrap around. That's blocked on the side of the net by the goalie's pad. Spatansky gets it to Harris. Shot block, comes out to the point. Harris picks it back up. He skates the line. He goes to Malachi Smith. Malachi Smith turns and puts it in deep. Spatansky picks it up behind the net. He takes a hit. Schneider's going to pick up the loose puck. He sends it out to Miniman at the point. Miniman back to Schneider. Schneider off the boards down low for Spatansky. Spatansky skates it up the board, sends it to Miniman. Miniman shot. Stopped in front by Schneider. Gets the puck to Spatansky. He goes for a change. Spatansky's shot goes just wide. Puck comes out to Miniman. Shot deflected towards the net by Spatansky. Is deflected off an Indy player and pushed all the way down into the blue zone. Blues send it forward. They send it all the way down. Tipped past Spatansky off the stick of an Indy player. Heavy forecheck causes a turnover for Blanchard in the corner. He reverses. He stops there. Gets it down low for Wessel. Wessel reverses. Pulls back into the corner. He skates it out along the boards. Takes it out towards the center. Drops it to the point for Komodowski. Komodowski, long shot, deflects just wide of the net. Indy picks it up in the corner. They're going to skate it out near side. Hit by Blanchard, knocks him off the puck. Spatansky puts it down low for Wessel. Wessel skates it behind the net. His pass to Spatansky is picked and sent to Blanchard. Blanchard reverses in the corner, goes behind the net for Wessel. Wessel skates it to the far side corner. He gets hit. Puck falls off his stick. Spatansky there to pick it up. He makes a move around one, finally gets it knocked off of his stick. Indy takes it behind the net, and they're going to bring it out near side up the boards. 2-on-2, Miniman, Komodowski, both back. Good stick by Miniman, breaks up the zone entry. Wessel picks up the loose puck off a Blanchard stick. Good back check by the Indy Elite defender, breaks that play up. Their exit pass is deflected off a Giorgio stick. It goes right back to an Indy player, and they're bringing it right back into the blue zone. Rubis comes near side for Zilm. Zilm crosses the red line. He chips it into the zone. Indy picks it up behind their own net. They reverse it into the near side corner. Zilm puts it down deep for Boyer. Boyer battles two players. Indy comes away with it. They send it up the boards. Good pressure by Giorgio, breaks that up. Puck is then held by Peterson at the line. Indy gets it back, and then they send it all the way down, and that will be icing against Indy with 13:51 remaining here in the first period. Blues finish the line change. Peterson, Rubis now on defense. Boyer, Giorgio, Zilm up front. Giorgio wins that face-off back to the point to Peterson. He goes to Rubis. Rubis takes a shot. That's tipped wide of the net off an Indy stick. Goes into the corner for Boyer. Boyer sends it down low. Nobody there for the Blues. Indy sends it near side all the way up the boards. Rubis unable to hold at the blue line. Indy grabs it. They're going to put it in deep. They dump. Comes out to the front of the net. Stutzer drops it for Peterson. Peterson behind the net to Rubis. Rubis outlets to Zilm. Zilm far side for Peterson. Peterson brings it into Indy territory, makes a move, takes a shot. That goes wide off the stick of an Indy defender. And here comes Indy right back through the neutral zone. They hit a long stretch pass. Knocks off his stick, though. Rubis picks it up, and Blues have 3-on-2 coming the other way as they get to Boyer. Boyer to Giorgio. Giorgio shot off the blade of the winger for Indy Elite and into the netting behind the glass. 13:06 remaining here in the first. Blues send out Crowley, Bowers up front. Smith and Brooks back out on defense. Face-off is One by the Elite. They put it right towards the front of their net. They're going to bring it out into the neutral zone. They pass it up. Step up by Smith. Breaks up the play. Brooks picks up the loose puck. His pass intercepted, pushed back behind the Blues net. Now it is being battled for by Crowley and Peterson. Brooks behind the net. Brooks takes his man down. Puck goes to Bowers. His clearing attempt held at the line. They're going to put it back in deep behind the Blues net. Brooks picks it up hard around the boards for Bauer. Bauer has a bounce over his stick. Good hold by the Indy defender. And Brooks now has to drop it behind the net for Smith. Smith has a man on him. Hits it off the glass to Brooks. Brooks to Crowley. Crowley back to Smith. Now up far side for Bauer. He crosses the red line, puts it in deep. Bowers goes in on the forecheck. Ian Bowers gets there first, tries to put it to the front, hits a skate, goes to Crowley. Crowley back into the corner for Bowers. Bowers out to Komodowski at the point. He hits his partner, Miniman. Miniman shot on. Pad save, goes into the near side corner. Crowley battles for it. Indy Elite come away with that. Their outlet pass hits off a stick, goes right to Miniman. Miniman turns, throws it in. Blues go for a line change. Full forward unit now on the ice. They send it forward. Schneider and Fugner team up to knock the outlet pass down. Schneider loses the stick, so the pass was off, unable to be caught. Indy come away with it. They bring it back into the blue zone. They bring it down to the far corner. Stop in the net. They reverse. Give it to Fugner. Fugner up the boards to Schneider. Schneider chip pass forward for Harris. Hits the stick. Goes into the far corner. Harris beats his man to the puck. Schneider gets the loose puck in the corner. He goes behind the net for Harris. It bounces off of his stick. Indy come out with it near side. Good stick by Fugner. Breaks that up. Harris now battles for it. Fugner picks it up. Fugner to Schneider. It's into the skates. He tries to kick it to his stick. Indy comes away with it. Fugner grabs it behind. Goes to Schneider in the corner. Schneider behind the net for Fugner. Fugner shot from the side. Deflects off something. Goes out to the sideboards. Indy clears. Schneider hits his man. Puck goes to Komodowski. He reverses. He's going to skate it into the blue zone, then backwards pass to Miniman. Miniman skates it into the zone. He puts it in deep. Schneider's going to go into the corner for that one. Puck is chipped around him, and here comes Indy 2-on-3 back to the neutral zone. They lead man the puck. Miniman keeps him to the outside. They're going to take it behind the net. Spatansky now on the back check there, knocks the puck off his stick. Indy reclaims it. They put it off the boards. Schneider hits his man, holds the puck there. Spatansky comes to get it, gets it out of the zone. He goes to pass to Harris, and Harris is on the way to a line change. So Indy reclaimed the puck in the neutral zone. They put it in. Big hit on Spatansky. If he gets right up, checks the number of the player, and then gets back into it. He's now behind the net, battling. Rubis goes back to help him. Spatansky holds it in the corner, waiting for Rubis. Rubis pulls it out backside, near side up the boards to Blanchard. Blanchard hits Wessel through the center. He's going to skate it across, tries to make a move, has it roll off of his stick. Blanchard and Wessel forecheck behind the net, cause the turnover. Wessel gets it back, chips it to Blanchard. Blanchard out to the point to Peterson. Peterson long shot from the point, saw the whole way by the India goalie. Easy glove save and held on to for a whistle with 9:57 left here in the first. Blues will continue with Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel up front, Rubis and Peterson on defense. Face off one back to Peterson, knocked off of his stick by an Indy player. Blanchard grabs it, puts it back in deep onside. Indy goalie stops it behind the net. Only man there is Wessel. Wessel tries to put it off a Indy player's skate into the open net, and it gets just wide. Hit by Rubis, knocks him off the puck. Peterson gets the puck far side. Wessel grabs it, puts it in deep. Blues start a line change. Giorgio, Zilm, Boyer now on the ice with Rubis and Peterson on defense. Blues intercept that puck in the neutral zone. Rubis puts it in deep. He goes for a change. Peterson pinches in, holds that puck down to the corner. He battles behind the net. Giorgio there with him. Indy banks it around Zilm to the neutral zone. Malachi Smith picks it up. Cross ice for Peterson. Peterson with the skate on the red line. He's going to throw it in deep and go for a change. Boyer battles on the sideboards. They tip it out of midair, push it forward up the Blues zone. Brooks holds it at the line. That was offsides, no call against the Blues. Smith gets it to Giorgio, and here comes Giorgio into the zone. He takes it down low, pass towards the front, stick to side by the Indy goalie as they're going to bring it right back through the neutral zone with speed. Across the red line, they put it in deep, stick to side by Stutzer. He sends it behind the net for Smith. Smith up the boards for Zilm out of his reach. Indy picks it up just on their side of the red line, pass towards the center, and then a tip in as they dump it deep. Malachi Smith hard up the near side boards, tries to get to Zilm, picked off by Indy, but their pass is then picked off by Giorgio. Giorgio flips it forward, trying to hit Boyer. Boyer goes for a line change. Blues get all three forwards out as Smith and Brooks will stay out on defense. So Crowley centering Bowers. Bowers has jumped the boards. Entry pass by Indy is at chest level, picked off by the Blues. Blues put it in deep. Crowley goes on the forecheck with Bauer. Indy come away with it. They're past the center, picked off by Bauer. Bauer then sticks down the next one, goes into the near side corner. He tries reversing. Nobody there except an Indy player. And here comes Indy back out. They flip it high. Komodowski settles, gives it to Miniman. Miniman's pass to Crowley off the mark, and then Indy goes back in offsides. Blues will have Crowley, Bauer, Bowers up front, Miniman, Komodowski on defense. 7:41 remaining here in this first period. A tie game, 0-0. Excuse me. Indy wins that face-off. They standing on the red line, throw it in deep. Miniman's going to pick it up near side boards. He chips it forward. That's held in the zone off the shin pad of the Indy elite goalie. Blues finally push it forward, and here comes Bowers, and Bauer 2-on-1. Long shot. That stick save goes to the far side boards. Komodowski picks it up. He goes back to Bauer on the point. Bauer to Miniman. Miniman, long shot, saved by the goalie again. Rebound on the side of the net, picked up by Crowley. Sends it out to the point, back to Miniman. Miniman down to the top of the circle to Crowley. It's knocked off of his stick. They send it back up, and Indy able to clear, but passes off the mark and hits Komodowski, who quickly passed it to Bauer. Bauer comes in, tries to take a shot, fans on it. Now Crowley gets headlocked, no call for that hold. Indy clear to the neutral zone. Rubis picks it up. He's going to skate it around one. Tries to take it through two, has it knocked off of his stick. Indy going to bring it out near side. They pass it forward. That's tipped in deep. Peterson picks it up behind the net. Reverses to his partner Rubis. Rubis up the boards. His pass is picked off and breakaway. And wow, missed the net. Blues battle behind the net for it. Bugner and Peterson back there on it. Peterson knocks off his stick. Bugner knocks it down out of midair, sends it to Rubis. Rubis up the boards for Harris. Harris, far side, hits Peterson. Peterson across the red line, goes to Schneider. Schneider brings it in the zone. He hits Harris on the outside. Harris pulls up, far side for Fugner. Oh, just knocks off his stick, goes to the corner. He battles for it now. Battles after the hook. Gets the puck to the point. Fugner has it bounce over him. Ref thought it was going to go out of play, put his hand up, no call. And then Indy's going to bring it and dump it back in. Rubis picks it up behind the net. Tips it to Peterson. Peterson passes to Fugner. Oh, man. Fugner almost got destroyed there. Indy reclaimed the puck. They push towards the front. Wide open shot, and that's going to deflect into the netting. It's a little bit sloppy there towards the end of that shift as the Blues gave up a couple good opportunities, and rightfully so. Coach decides to send out a fresh five-man unit. With 5:37 left here in the first, we'll have Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard up front, Smith and Brooks on defense. Face-off is a tie-up. Blues come away with it. Smith takes it behind the Blues net. He goes hard off the boards, hits an Indy defender. He holds at the line. Wessel battles for it. Indy puts it in deep. Brooks gets it from Smith. He goes to Blanchard near side. Blanchard's going to skate it into the zone. He gets hit off the puck. They're going to clear back to the neutral zone. Good hold at the line. Looked offside to me, but they're going to say he held. And finally, Indy pushes it back down to the blue zone. Brooks has it. He gets knocked off the puck. They're going to push it behind the net. Smith takes his man, gets the puck off of his stick. He's going to skate it out, and then he flips it up, and it's going to go all the way down for what will be an icing against the Blues with 4:59 left here in the first. Fresh line for Indy. Blues will continue with the same five-man unit. Spatansky lines up to take this draw to Stutzer's right. It is won by the Blues. Wessel's going to skate it out into the neutral zone. A little flip pass to Blanchard picked up. They bring it into the zone. Blanchard takes it to the outside, takes it behind the net, tries to go to the slot, gets knocked off of his stick. Brooks sends it all the way down to Wessel. Wessel skates it out. He skates it towards center. Long shot. That either deflected or hit off the goalie, goes high. Spatansky picks up the loose puck, tries to get to the front to Blanchard. Blanchard right back to Spatansky. Spatansky has it knocked off of his stick. They're going to send it far side, near side corner. They're going to bring it out. They try to hit the man center. It bounces off of his stick. Brooks gets it to Smith. Smith to Wessel, and here comes Wessel and Spatansky 2-on-2 back into Indy. Good defensive play by Indy there to knock it off Wessel's stick, but he reclaims it behind the net. Pass to Zilm. Oh, and Spat didn't see the pass off Zilm's stick as he was going for a change. Puck picked up by Miniman. He tries to put it up forward. Indy player bats it down back into the blue zone. Komodowski gets there first, goes back up the boards for Miniman. Miniman to Zilm. Zilm hits Boyer, and here comes Boyer with speed. Long shot, that goes just wide. Zilm picks up the rebound down low. It's in the corner now for Boyer. Boyer up the boards to Miniman. Miniman has it knocked off of his stick, and here we go. Breakaway the other way. And wow, what a good play by Stutz and Komodowski to keep that puck from going out. And Blues send it all the way down. For some reason they called off icing, and now the Blues on the forecheck down in the zone after that near chance on the breakaway. Miniman now has to skate back to the Blues zone as they cleared it. He takes it behind the Blues net. He goes far side, tries to hit Giorgio. It's out of his reach. Indy picks it right back up in their own zone. Good forecheck by Zilm, and Giorgio initially broke it up. Indy comes back away with it. They bring it into the blue zone. They're going to put it behind the net. That's picked up by Rubis. Rubis goes to Miniman. Miniman to Giorgio. Giorgio around the defenseman to himself. Brings it into Indy territory. Skates it down low. Far side trying to hit Boyer. Behind him. They're going to send it up the boards. Peterson holds. Goes to Rubis. Rubis tries to flip towards the net. That gets blocked. And now Indy able to clear. Bauer's back. Pushes it back forward. Rubis throws it in, picked off by an Indy player. Good forecheck by Bauer, broke up their D-to-D pass. And finally, Indy back to the neutral zone as Peterson breaks up that play, gets it to Bowers. Bowers has it knocked off of his stick. Peterson picks it up, puts it in deep for Bowers again. They turn. Bowers battles. He sends it to himself. Now it gets out to the point to Rubis. Rubis has to settle it. He goes to Bowers. Bowers tries to go to the front of the net to hit Crowley. It's deflected. Bauer picks it up, gives it back to Crowley. Crowley to Peterson. Shot. Pad save as that one got through. Pushed to the sideboards. Good hold by Rubis again. And another hold by Rubis. And finally, Indy going to clear again. They put it off Rubis' stick, and that goes all the way down. But not far enough for far enough for icing, but it hit Rubis' stick. Rubis sends it hard off the boards. Bauer picks it up. He tries to go far side, hits a skate, but goes to Peterson. Peterson goes around to Bauer, sends it all the way down. Ref again calls off what I think should have been icing. Crowley takes it off a man's stick in the corner. He tries to get to Bauer. Nobody home. Brooks on the ice, picks up the loose puck and buries from the top of the circle to put the Blues up by a goal. So Brooks, right place, right time situation, coming in on a line change, sees a puck floating towards the top of the circle and just keeps skating and buries it. So with 1:33 left here in the first, Blues lead 1-0 after a goal by Brooks. Blues send out a fresh unit after that goal. Brooks will continue with his partner Smith joining him. Bugner, Harris, Schneider will be up front. And face-off, won by Indy, but they turn it over to the Blues. That is sent forward by Smith. It gets to Harris. Harris brings it in, makes a move. Oh, tries to hit Fugner in front, hits a skate, bounces right back out. They're going to reverse. Fugner hits his man. Puck goes to Schneider. Schneider to Smith. Smith pass down to Fugner's picked off. Schneider breaks up that play, gets it to Miniman. Miniman to Fugner. Fugner back to Miniman. Miniman can't get the shot off. Harris grabs it, and wow, what a great glove save by the Indy goaltender. You're not going to see a save that good again today, people. That was unreal. From his belly, reached up and grabbed that puck at waist length. What a save. Blues change the defense after that. Miniman and Komodowski will join Fugner, Schneider, and Harris. Face off one to Schneider. He gives it to Fugner. Fugner's shot goes to the far corner. Indy Elite try to clear. Schneider breaks up the initial pass. They get it back and flip it over Komodowski. Komodowski retreats into his own zone, reverses on the sideboard. Tries to hit Fugner. It bounces off of him, goes all the way. And Fugner goes for a change as Indy clear near side. Weird bounce off the boards. I think that hit the ref's skate. And then Indy's going to bring it back in. Miniman picks up the puck as their pair of passes errant. Harris gets it, tips it to Spatansky, who's replacing Fugner, and now he battles. Harris sends it over to Schneider, and here comes Schneider, 1-0. He's got Harris coming with him. He gets it to Harris. Oh, Harris's shot deflects just wide. Schneider picks up in the corner, sends it back to Harris. Harris down low for Schneider. Schneider out to the point. 11 seconds left. Komodowski's shot blockered into the corner. Harris picks it up. Harris to Schneider. Schneider shot pad save right there with 4 seconds left. And that's going to do it for the first. Couple good late opportunities for the Blues. But we will go into the second period. Blues leading 1-0 with a goal by Brooks. We'll be back shortly. And we are ready to get the second period underway. Blues will go into the period up a goal, 1-0. They're going to start this period with Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard up front. Rubis and Peterson will be the defensive pair. 17 minutes go on the clock. Face-off is won by Indiana. Indy Elite, sorry. They send it behind the Blues net. Peterson picks it up, brings it out near side boards, hits a weird seam, goes right down low. They try to tip it towards the Blues net. That goes just wide. Good opportunity, though. They reverse it down below. They now have it knocked off their stick. Rubis picks it up. He's going to skate it out and far side, chips it forward for Spatansky. They're going to say no ice on a tip. That is another weird blown-off icing in the Blues' favor. That's the third one. Wessel brings it out near side, drops it for Peterson. Peterson has it knocked off of his stick. Indy sends it back to the neutral zone far side. Giorgio breaks that up. They're going to throw it in to the Blues zone. Rubis picks it up, bottom of the Blues circle. He comes up near side to Wessel. Wessel tips it to Giorgio. Giorgio makes a move. Snapshot from the side of the circle, and that is a glove save and held on to by the Indy goaltender. 16:09 remaining here in this second period. We don't know about Zamboni scrapes. I believe last Tier 1 showcase it was after the second period, but we'll see. Face-off won by the Blues as they had finished the line change. Giorgio has it, gives it to Brooks. Long shot right into the midsection. Held on to, and another whistle. Giorgio is joined by Boyer and Zilm on the wings. Smith and Brooks, the defensive unit. Offensive zone face-off comes to the right of the Indy goaltender. One back to Brooks. Another shot. Pad save. Pushed to the far sidewall. Smith picks it up. His shot goes wide. Comes all the way out to the point to Brooks. He sends it back in deep around the board's far side. Smith pinches. Knocks his man off the puck. Giorgio holds it at the blue line. Long shot on net. Another good glove save. Held on to by the Indy goaltender for another offensive zone face-off. This time it will be to the left of the Indy goalie. Blues will keep the same 5-man unit out. Indy sends out a full fresh 5-man unit. Giorgio lines up to take this draw. He's going to look at it, bring it to Brooks. Indy wins it. They take it to the corner. They send it around near side in the corner. Skates it out. Long stretch pass off the mark. That's going to go all the way down, and that will be icing against Indy with 15:33 remaining in the second. Giorgio lines up to take this one. Again, it's to the Indy goalie's left. This time won by the Blues out to the point to Smith. He puts it off the boards, down low for Giorgio. Giorgio tries to hit to the front, deflects high, comes out to the sideboard. Brooks pinches down, gets it down low to Giorgio again. Indy knocked it around both of those two, sends it out to the neutral zone. Boyer with the backhand pass hits Smith. Smith far side hits Giorgio. Giorgio drops to Boyer. Boyer far side to Smith. Smith long shot. That goes just over the crossbar. Boyer picks up the loose puck, puts it down deep. Giorgio's going to pick that up in the far corner. He tries to go up the boards, picked off, and he gets the puck right back. Wow, big hit there. And they're able to clear the zone. Giorgio got put down. Good, hard, clean hit there. He's still looking for the license plate number of that truck. Meanwhile, Boyer down in the corner knocks a stick out of a player's hands, holds on to the puck. He gets it out to the point to Smith. Smith to Komodowski. One-timer is missed on. Picked up the puck as Zilm. He takes a shot from the side trying to hit off the goalie. Now the puck comes out to Boyer. Boyer off the skate to Smith. Smith down lower to Zilm. Giorgio comes in, tries to push the pile. He gets the puck to Smith. Smith makes a move, takes it down low, sends it across right to the crease. Nobody home for the Blues. Good forecheck by Bauer. Pushes that puck to the sideboards where it stays. Crowley comes in to help him. Gets the puck to Komodowski. Komodowski takes a shot, pad save. Rebound, sits in the crease. Goalie quickly gobbles that up with his glove for another stoppage in play with 14:04 left here in the second. Blues finish the line change. Bowers joins Bauer and Crowley. Komodowski joins Miniman. Indy win that face-off. They're going to try to clear. Hits off the skate of Bowers. It goes right to Bauer. He takes a shot, pad save. Rebound picked up by Indy. They push it to the boards. Komodowski picks it up, goes to the sideboards for Crowley. Crowley down low for Bauer. Bauer battles for it as he's got a man on him. Indy steal it. Knocked off their stick by Bauer. They pick it right back up, though. They bring it out. Miniman off the sideboards to Crowley. Crowley tips it to Bowers. Bowers gets knocked off the puck. Indy reclaims it in their own zone. They go D to D. They're going to bring it out near side. Across the red line. Pass far side. Connects. They're going to put it in deep. Komodowski grabs it. He's going to take the hit. Knocks the puck to Crowley. Crowley up to Bauer. Bauer gets it, his pass picked off after a good stick by an Indy player. Komodowski picks up the loose puck. He reverses behind the red line. He's going to skate now, brings it into their zone, takes it far side boards, takes it behind the net, tries to make a pass in front. Only person there was the four Indy players as they bring it right back into the blue zone. Fugner back covering, keeps him to the outside. Pass picked off by Komodowski. Komodowski tries to get to Harris. Harris has it knocked off of his stick, takes it right back away from him. He goes far side for Miniman. Miniman crosses the red line, puts it in deep, and goes for a change. Schneider picks up the loose puck near side. Nobody here in the point. He tries to get to Fugner, knocks off of his stick, and it's going to go back in offsides. A little bit of a breakdown there as Schneider grabbed that puck on the sideboards and almost went to pass to the point and realized the defenseman was on a line change. Neutral zone face-off is won by Fugner. Schneider sends it back to Peterson. It goes around his stick. He's going to have to pick it up in the blue zone. He hits Rubis. Rubis goes far side, hits Schneider. Schneider's going to bring it in near side. Takes it around deep, tries to go to the front to Harris off the pad. Loose puck in front. Fugner goes for it right as the whistle blows. And goalie's going to hold on to that. Good shot pass, or whatever you want to call that, but hit off the far side of the goalie's pad right to Harris, and then another good save by the goalie to keep this a one-goal game. Offensive zone face-off this time is won by the Indy Elite. They take it behind their own net. Schneider on the forecheck pushes them the other way. They send it far side. They chip it around Rubis. Fugner chips it back to Rubis. Rubis tries to put it in deep. That gets picked off. Fugner back, has the puck now. He puts it in deep. He's going to go in and forecheck it. Big reverse hit on Peterson there late. They're sending out far side. Rubis sends it right back. They get it down low for Fugner. Fugner gets tripped, no call. They put it in. Schneider hits his man. Puck's turned back over to Fugner. Fugner, sauce passes to Rubis. Rubis to Peterson. Peterson with space, shot on. Schneider kicks the rebound back towards the front. Fugner's there for it. And somebody just broke their stick on a slash. He slashed a Blues player in the head and broke his own stick. Yeah, that's not what you want to see with a $375 twig. So after whatever you want to call that, both teams make a full line change. Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard up front, Brooks and Smith on defense. Face off, won by the Indy. They send it around far side. Smith pinches, knocks it to Blanchard. Blanchard then holds the next clearing attempt. It gets knocked off of his stick. Indy go D to D. It's out of the reach, so they got to backtrack to grab it. They're going to bring it up near side. Again, bobbled the puck. Good step up by Brooks, breaks up the next, but then Indy's able to push it in deep. Smith picks it up, far side corner, reverses as he had a man on him. Now he's going to have to battle for it. Spatansky goes back to help as a second Indy player goes in. Spatansky now the main battler. Smith comes out. He pushes the puck behind the net. He's going to bring it out near side, reverses again, goes behind the net for Brooks. Brooks goes to Wessel. Wessel skates it over to Spatansky, and then here comes Spatansky and Blanchard. Pass off the mark. Blanchard able to throw it in. That looked like what should have been another offsides, and pass out of the zone, almost picked off. Big hit by Malachi Smith as the player was trying to bring it into the blue zone. Kamadassi's going to skate it through the neutral zone, brings it into the zone, goes far side, tries to hit Wessel. Wessel's going to pick it up off the boards, chips it around one man behind the net. Tries to go out to the front just off the mark, and they're able to clear. Kamadassi's going to have to retrieve this one in the blue zone. Takes it. He goes to his partner Miniman. Miniman back to Kamadaski. Kamadaski tries to hit a seam pass, picked off, and here come the Indy Elite right back in. Man open, shot on. Good save by Stutzer. Rebound in front, picked up by Indy. And the threat continues as, pass to the point, picked off by Blanchard. Then here comes Wessel in 1-on-2. He takes it to the outside, reverses, goes behind the net, drops for Giorgio, who's fresh on the ice. Giorgio back to Wessel. Wessel back down low for Giorgio. Giorgio has it knocked off of his stick. Wessel picks it up. He gets knocked down, gets the puck to Giorgio anyways, out to the point to Miniman, over to Kamadaski. Kamadaski has a bounce. All he can do is push it off the boards and hold it in the zone, and here they come back out. Boyer breaks up the play. Indy take it right back. They send it in, and they're going to call a late offsides whistle there with 9:27 remaining here in the second period. Zilm joins Giorgio and Boyer up front. Miniman and Kamadaski continue on defense. Neutral zone face-off is won by the Blues. Kamadaski goes to Miniman with it. Miniman hits Boyer right up the middle. Boyer chips it around the defenseman, and he gets hit, but is able to push it behind the net. Zilm battles for it now. Indy sends it up the near side boards. Their pass hits off the skate. Kamadaski gets it knocked around him and heads up. Here come Indy, 2-on-1 shot. That goes just inside the near side post. Indy with pressure again, though. They get it to picked off by Miniman. Miniman off the boards, nobody there. Good play by Giorgio to push it out to the neutral zone, but here comes Indy back in the far side. Puck bounce off his stick, goes to Miniman. Miniman to Zilm. Zilm hits Boyer. Boyer puts it in deep as he was going for a change. Blues are going to get a full, fresh five-man unit on the ice here as the Crowley-Bauer-Bowers line steps on with Rubis and Peterson. Crowley picks up the puck, takes into the corner, gets it to the front, tries to hit Bauer, can't get the shot off. Now it's battled for in the corner. Bauer comes away with it. He reverses down low, sends it behind the net. Peterson's going to pinch down to the corner. He's going to put it towards the front, sticked over to the far boards. Rubis pinches down, holds it there, and then they're going to flip it out. Boyer gloves it down, gives it to Rubis. Rubis gets tripped, no call, or blew an edge. I couldn't really tell. And Crowley takes the puck right off an Indy player skate, and here the Blues back come 4-on-2 if they keep moving. Crowley skates it around with space, gets it to Bowers. Bowers chips it to the corner, and now he blocks it with his shin pad as Indy had it. His pass whiffed on. Indy pick it back up, but it goes to the point. Peterson gets it, shot towards the net. Rebound picked up by Bauer. He takes another shot, another save by the Indy goalie. Now Bowers and Crowley battle two players down the corner. Crowley comes away with it, goes far side for Rubis. Rubis to Peterson. Peterson's shot deflects off an Indy stick and goes into the netting. Pretty good sustained pressure on that shift for the Blues. And that will be it for the first half of the second period. Blues lead 1-0, 7:30 remaining in the second period. And for those of you that liked our last look-alike video, we've got another one for you, so stay tuned. Here it comes. And we are ready to resume the second period. I thought the face-off should be in their zone. I thought the stoppage happened there, but maybe, I don't know. Anyways, Fugner, Schneider, Harris up front. We'll have Smith and Brooks on defense. Indy wins it. They put it in deep. It's picked up far corner by Smith. He tips it up. It's knocked down by an Indy player. They put it down low. Brooks grabs it. He goes all the way around the boards. That goes out. Schneider blocks it and kicks it forward. Schneider and Harris one-on-one. They're going to, or two-on-two. They put it in deep. Harris goes behind the net. Causes a turnover to a Fugner. Fugner to Harris, out to the point to Brooks. Brooks' shot deflects just wide. Harris has it knocked off of his stick far side. Fugner is going to harass his man. They turn it. Uh-oh. Here they come back in. Diving slide by Brooks, and he takes a tripping minor as he dove and took the skates out of an Indy player. Blues will go to their first penalty kill of the game with 6:51 remaining in the second period. Brooks, 2 minutes for tripping. Blues send out Spatansky and Wessel up front. Defensively, Komodowski and Miniman. Face-off, won by the Blues into the corner. It's battled for and won by Indy. They take it behind the Blues net into the near side corner. They reverse. Send it behind the net, far side corner, up the boards. Pass picked off by Spatansky, and here comes Spatansky through the neutral zone one-on-one. He makes a move around the man, takes it towards the front, loose puck in front. Spatansky picks it up, backhand in front to Wessel. Wessel to Spatansky, back out to Komodowski. Long shot, blockered into the corner. Wessel battles for that. He causes the turnover. He sends it far side to Miniman. Miniman, long shot, deflected by Spatansky, hits the crossbar. Goes to the corner. Wessel picks it up. He reverses. His pass is picked off. And Indy finally able to reclaim control here on the power play, bringing in offsides, but no call. Checks out. Goes both ways. Good thing. Indy gets it knocked off their stick. They grab it back, send it out to the point. They put it onto the sideboards. Now they go deep. Komodowski meets his man there with the shoulder. They get it into the Blues' far side corner. They send it out. Can't hold at the blue line, so they're going to have to regroup. Wessel comes out to keep him honest. Spatansky goes for a line change. They go D to D inside their own circles. One more time to the near side, and he's going to skate it through the neutral zone. Crosses into Blues territory. Makes a move. Knocked off his stick by Komodowski. Puck goes to Giorgio. Giorgio tries to get it to Blanchard. Blanchard gets taken down. Giorgio picks up the loose puck. He tries to chip it around the Indy player. It hits a shin pad, and they have to pick it up behind their own net. They send it up off the boards into the neutral zone, past far side. They're going to enter Blues territory with speed to the outside. Puck is knocked off their stick by Peterson. Now it gets pushed behind. Peterson picks it up. He sends it all the way around, and that's going to be an icing against the Blues. 6 seconds remaining in the Blues penalty kill. Giorgio Blanchard will be up front with Rubis and Peterson on defense. Defensive zone face-off is coming up to the right of Stutzer after that icing against the Blues. Giorgio lines up to take it. It is won by Indy. They're going to take it into the Blues far side corner. Now he skates it behind the net. Pass in front, hits something, goes right to Rubis. Rubis skips it a mile high. Giorgio gets around the last man, beats him to the puck. He reverses, brings it towards the corner, tries to hit Blanchard in front, goes out to Peterson. Peterson's shot gets through on net, saved by the goalie, pushed out to the sideboards. Giorgio picks it up, puts it right in front. Nobody can get a stick on it, and they clear out to the neutral zone. Rubis sauces it to Peterson. Peterson's dump in is blocked. Goes right to Boyer. Boyer gets it back into the Indy zone. He puts it behind the net for Zilm. Zilm has it knocked off of his stick. Indy clear it to the center, picked off by Rubis. He puts it near side. Zilm picks it up on the sideboards, puts it down low for Boyer. Boyer tips it back to himself, sends it out the point to Peterson. Peterson to Rubis. Rubis makes a move, gives it back to Peterson. Peterson back to Rubis. Rubis shot, that gets through, pad save, push to the bottom of the circle. They clear, and this time it's going to go all the way down, and they're going to wave off icing for some reason. Again, as long as it goes both ways, which it has, we're fine with it. Giorgio picks up the loose puck. He brings it in. That was offsides against the Blues, but like we just said, miss them both ways. And Indy tips the stick. They're going to bring it right, or the puck, bring it right back through the neutral zone. They take it to the outside. Brooks holds him there. They try to pass to the front, picked off by Rubis. Rubis hits his man. Puck goes to the corner for Brooks. Brooks chips it up the boards to Bauer. Bauer tips it to Crowley. Crowley has it knocked off of his stick. Goes right back to Brooks. He plays it off the boards, hits the referee. They send it right back into the blue zone. Rubis picks it up, reverses in the near side corner for Brooks. Brooks goes to Bauer. Bauer's going to skate it into the neutral zone, crosses the red line, chips it around the defenseman for Crowley in the corner. Crowley skates it behind their net, goes to the far side corner, drops it for Bauer. Bauers has it knocked off of his stick. Crowley gets it right back, goes to Bauers. Bauers to the point to Smith. With pressure on him, he just puts it back down low for Bauers. He sends it near side corner for Bauer. Bauer tries to go far side to the point to Smith, picked off, and then Blues knock it right back in. And now they're going to skate it behind their own net. They hit the winger on the sideboards. Their clearing attempt gets around Brooks. Smith picks it up just on the Blues side of the red line. He reverses in his own zone now for Brooks. Brooks backhand sauce up the boards for Bauer. Bauer's pass to Crowley picked off. Then Bauer's pass to Bauers is picked off, and Indy's going to come away with it again. They put it in. Brooks steps up and separates his man, but they're able to get it in deep. Stutzer gets stuck behind the net. Good thing Malachi Smith was there, as an Indy player was there at the same time. Brooks gets it from Smith. Smith goes far side trying to hit Bauers. That is off the mark, and that will be an icing call. 1:55 remaining here in the second period. Blues make a whole line change. Miniman, Komodowski, the defensive pairing for the Fugner, Harris, and Schneider forward unit. Blues lead 1-0 here late in the second, looking for another one. Indy win this face-off out of the point. They take a shot. That's tipped towards the net. Loose puck picked up. Another shot. That goes wide. Harris picks it up off the boards to Fugner. Fugner hits Schneider. Schneider gets it into the zone. Takes the outside shot. That goes just wide. Rebound comes to the far side. They send it up towards the point. They tip it around Miniman. Miniman steps up, knocks it to Fugner. Fugner has knocked off of his stick, but gets it to Schneider. Fugner has to dive to get back. Schneider, another shot. That goes wide, far side. Miniman pinches, knocks it down low for Harris. Harris battles in the corner. Schneider comes in to help him. Schneider picks up the puck. He tries to get to Fugner in front, gets deflected right back to Schneider. He goes up the boards to Harris. Harris skates it out to the blue line, drops it for Miniman. Miniman skates it to the center, reverses, takes it out to the point to a covering Fugner. Fugner, long shot, deflects on, and goalie catches the loose rebound in front and holds on to it. Blues send out a fresh defensive unit in Rubis and Peterson. The Fugner line stays put up front. Face-off is won by the Blues. Fugner battles on the sideboards for it. They're going to grab it. They send it out to the point. Rubis holds. They get it back out, and here they come into the Blues zone one-on-one with all Blues getting back in time. Puck pushed to the corner. Schneider knocks it off his stick. Peterson now battles for it. Indy comes away with it. They take it to the far side corner. They reverse, send it down low. Fugner on the back check. He fights for it, knocks the puck off his stick. Peterson gives it to Rubis. Rubis up far side boards for Harris. Harris hits Fugner, and here comes Fugner and Schneider. Oh, Schneider had to slow down. Fugner takes it to the outside here with 21 seconds left, drops it for Peterson. Peterson's shot hits something, bounces towards Schneider. He can't get a stick on it, and Indy able to clear again. Peterson's going to pick it up with 12 seconds, tips it forward to Schneider. Schneider puts it in. Harris goes in on the forecheck. He gets it, tries to hit it to Peterson. Peterson has it knock off of his stick. Rubis with 2 seconds left tries to get it to Stepanski, and that's going to do it for the second period. Blues lead 1-0. We will be back for the third period here shortly. And we are ready to get the third period underway. Blues lead 1-0. 17 minutes back on the clock. Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel up front. Brooks and Smith on defense. Face-off won by the Indy Elite. They're going to bring it across the red line near side. They put it on net. Hits the, oh boy, loose puck in front. Wow, I don't know how Stutzer made that save, but he was able to fight that off as a couple bad bounces gave Indy two really good opportunities there to equalize this game. Smith tries to push it forward, picked off, shot, that goes into the glass far side. Indy with all pressure here. They're going to send a shot from the sideboards, another one on net. That one's held on to by Stutzer. Weird sequence of events there, but Stutzer was able to fight off a couple tricky ones there. Face-off won by the Blues. Smith sends it hard behind the net for Blanchard near side. Blanchard tries to go to Spatansky. He does. He gets it to Wessel. Wessel brings it into their zone, tries to put it towards the front of the net. That's blocked. Indy picks it up on the sideboards. Wessel battles for it, breaks it up, gets the puck to Smith. Smith puts it down low, hits a shin pad, and goes to the Indy player. Wessel picks it up behind the net, though. He skates it out, sends it out to the point to Brooks. Brooks, long shot. That gets through, blockered into the corner by the goaltender. And now Spatansky battles behind. Wessel comes to help and picks up the loose puck. He has it knocked off of his stick, but gets it down low anyways for Spatansky. Then Wessel grabs it, tries to send it to the point. Indy with a diving attempt to clear the zone. Brooks gets it, goes near side to Blanchard. Blanchard brings it in. He skates it down low, has it knocked off of his stick. He puts it down low for Spatansky. Spatansky tries to go to Wessel, bounced off of his stick. Smith pinches far side, holds it in the zone. Indy gets it out finally. Blues pick it up. Blanchard tips it to Wessel. Then it's turned over again to Indy. And they're going to bring it out near side. Their pass picked off by Miniman. He tips it back to the neutral zone. Indy bring it right back in. Make a move. Shot. Shoulder save by Stutzer. Miniman turns it behind the net. Sends it to Komodowski. Far side. Rolling puck, bounce over his stick. He's going to send it back behind the net for Miniman. Miniman goes far side, hits Giorgio. Here comes Giorgio with Zilm with speed. Giorgio gets the outside shot on, hits the helmet of the goalie. Loose puck in front, picked up by Indy. And here they come back through the neutral zone. Good back check by Boyer. Long shot, blocker save again by Stutzer. Put to Miniman. Miniman reverses. Goes up the boards for Giorgio. Giorgio to Zilm. Tipped it right back to Giorgio. Giorgio hits Boyer. Boyer gets to the outside. He reverses on the sideboards. Puts it down deep for Komodowski. It passes his stick. Zilm picks it up in the corner. He has it knocked off of his stick. And then Giorgio steals it right back. He takes it to the center. Long shot. That goes high over the goalie's head. Boyer puts it back down low for Zilm. They pick it up off of his stick, send it all the way around the boards. Miniman holds at the line, puts it back in deep. Zilm behind the net, tips it into the corner for Boyer. Boyer out to the point to Komodowski. Komodowski with pressure, skates the line. He just turns and throws it off of an Indy player back down deep. Giorgio picks up the loose puck behind the net. He goes out to the point to Miniman. Miniman walks the line, shot through the first player's legs, hits the next shin pad, and here comes Indy back through the neutral zone. They take it down. It gets stopped by a Blues defender on the boards. Komodowski battles in the corner, hits his man, knocks it off. Giorgio on the back check hits his man. Then the puck is pushed back by Indy to the far corner. Komodowski picks it up. He's going to skate it out. He crosses the red line, crosses into Indy territory, has it knocked off of his stick. Good hold by Crowley initially, and then Indy gets it back through and heads up. They have a 2-on-1 coming the other way. Good play by Miniman, breaks that up. And Blues now get it back. Bauer's pass goes to the defender at the blue line. Their shot on. Stutzer makes another pad save. Bauer hits Bowers, center ice. Bowers gets tripped but gets up and holds the puck. Then he gets hooked. And good hold by Bauer initially, but the Indy get it right back. They're going to bring it in again. Long shot. That hits Peterson's shin pad, goes into the sideboards. Rubis picks it up, tries to hit Bowers. It's tipped and goes over his stick. Indy reclaims it in their own zone. They go D to D a few times. Bowers goes in on the forecheck. They reverse, go D to D behind the net. Next pass picked off by Crowley. Puck goes to Bauer. He gets a shot off, rebound in front. It's just sitting there. Nobody can get a hold of it. And puck is up in the air off of the dasher, and here comes Indy back in. Puck knocked off their stick by Peterson. Peterson pass over to Bauer. Big reverse hit on Bauer after the play there as he goes to get off. Here comes Indy back through the zone. Their pass off the mark. Rubis is going to pick that up. He goes off the boards, tries to hit Bowers. Bowers just tips it forward. Schneider goes in on the forecheck. They reverse into the corner. Schneider picks it up. He tries to reverse, tries to get to the front of the net, gets it to Peterson. Peterson skates it out to the point, goes far side to Harris. Harris shot, that deflects, goes behind the net, picks up his own rebound. He's going to skate it out. He goes far side for Rubis. Rubis makes a move. He's got space. Shot. Blocker save, goes into the netting. Another good save by Indy's goalie to keep this a one-goal game, as Rubis had a wide open lane, took the shot, and a good blocker save bumps it into the netting over the glass. 11:48 remaining here in the third period. Blues lead 1-0. They complete the line change. Rubis and Peterson on defense. Fugner, Harris, Schneider up front. Face-off won by Cincinnati. They're going to take it back behind their own net. They got Harris all over them. Drop pass, they send it behind the net, bounce it around Schneider. They try to clear it out, hits off Harris and heads up. Here come the Cyclone, or the Indy Elite. 3-on-2, Schneider gets back to cover his man, breaks the play up, goes right to Fugner, and here comes Fugner, Schneider, Harris, 3-on-2 the other way. Long shot, rebound in front. Harris can't get a stick on it. Fugner picks it up, goes far side, tries to hit Peterson. That hits a stick. Peterson steps up, picks it up, puts it down low. Schneider knocks it back out to the point, picked off by Indy. Blues got to get back as it's a 2-on-1. And good stick by Rubis, breaks that up, and then he's going to push it through the neutral zone. Fugner now battles. Indy bring it back forward. They're going to bring it in 3-on-3. Long shot, easy glove save, and held on to by Stutzer for a whistle. Blues send out Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel up front. Defensively, Brooks and Smith step on the ice. Face-off won by the Elite out to the point. Their shot goes into the far side corner. Malachi Smith gets it to Wessel. Wessel far side for Blanchard. Blanchard tries to tip it forward for Spatansky. It's picked off. Blues get it right back, though, as Smith gets it from Brooks. His pass hits the shin pad. Now he just grabs it. He's going to skate it in. He goes to the outside. Reverse hits his man. Holds it there. He battles down in the corner. Puck is loose. Goes behind the net to Blanchard. Blanchard skates it to the near side corner. He gets knocked to the ice. Wessel there battling, or that's Spatansky. And had a whistle, I guess. Blanchard was on top of the puck. Indy sends out a fresh unit. Blues will continue with the same unit. Spatansky lines up to take this one. It's going to be to the left. Oh, nope, they're going to bring it out to the neutral zone. So it will be across from the Indy Elite bench. Spatansky lines up to take it. It is a tie-up, won by the Blues. Wessel comes away with it. He puts it down deep. He's got a man all over him. He battles for it. Spatansky goes in to help him. Wessel comes away with it. Wessel takes it behind the net. Tries to send to the point, gets a stick lifted. Brooks gets it anyway, sends a shot. That's pushed to the far side corner. Malachi Smith on a good pinch and hit, holds that puck in. It goes deep. Blanchard grabs at the line. Spatansky gets it. Shot, loose puck in front. And finally a whistle. Wow. A lot of action in front of the Indy Elite goaltender there, as I guess he couldn't get a glove on it. And finally, they're saying it was covered. But that was a good opportunity for the Blues there. Blues send out a fresh defensive unit in Miniman and Komodowski. Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel will continue up front. Face off, won by Indy. They send it into the near side corner. Blanchard goes. He knocks the puck off the stick. Spatansky plays it. He gets it back off a shin pad. He reverses to Blanchard. Blanchard down low for Wessel. Wessel to Spatansky. Bounces off of his stick, but gets it out to Komodowski. Long shot. That gets through. Indy come away with the rebound, and they're going to bring it back through 3-on-2, and they get around, shot on. What a save by Stutzer again to keep the Blues on top. Blues will send out a fresh forward unit. Giorgio, Boyer, Zilm will join Miniman and Komodowski. 9:21 remaining here in the third period. Giorgio lines up, take the draw, gets it to Boyer. Boyer pushes it to the outside. He goes into their zone with speed, gets it to Zilm. Zilm has it knocked off of his stick. Good pinch by Giorgio, who was covering back, pushes that down to the corner. He gets taken down, and now headlocked, again no call. And Indy bring it forward into the Blues zone. Knocked off their stick by Boyer. Boyer tips it to Zilm. Zilm brings it into Indy territory, knocked off of his stick. Good stick by Komodowski, breaks that up. Good skate by Boyer, but it's going to push the puck just offside. Blues switch defensive pair again. They send out Rubis and Peterson this time. Giorgio, Zilm, Boyer continue as the forward unit. Peterson wins that draw, one back to Peterson. He goes to Rubis. Rubis crosses the red line. He puts it in deep. That's going to go all the way around to Boyer. Boyer out to Peterson. Peterson back down low for Zilm. Zilm to Giorgio. Misses him. Goes to Boyer. Boyer's shot blocked. Picked up by Rubis. He puts it down deep for Zilm. Zilm tips it behind the net. Blues go in on the forecheck. Giorgio gets there. Rubis pinches down. Puck held at the line by Zilm. He sends it all the way around to the far side corner for Boyer. Boyer sends it out to the point to Peterson. Peterson's shot blocked. Rubis can't hold. And here's Indy Elite again on a breakaway. And another amazing save. Loose puck in front. And finally a whistle is blown. Wow, Indy's had a couple. That's their third breakaway of the second half here, as Blues have been caught deep in the offensive zone a few times. But Max Stutzer has been up for the challenge each and every time. 8:04 left here in the third. Blues make another line change. They send out Crowley, Bowers up front. Brooks and Smith, the defensive pair, face off one to the Blues. Brooks sends it up the near side boards to Bowers. Reverse hit on him. Indy comes away with it. Long shot hits a Blue stick, and that goes into the netting over the glass. Crowley lines up to take this draw to Stutzer's left. Blues send out Zilm to replace Bowers. Face-off is won by Indy. They take a shot. That goes right through the slot. Nobody can get a stick on it. They get the loose puck again. Another shot. Rebound comes in front to Zilm. Zilm goes far side for Bauer. It's out of his reach, and here comes Indy right back as they get around Brooks. Crowley comes back, picks up the puck. He's going to skate it behind the net, reverses in the corner. He gets hit. It's knocked off of his stick. Smith all over his man, pushes it to Bauer. Bauer gets tripped, no call. They send it to the point. Long shot, gets through. Glove save held on to by Stutzer again. Indy's had some pretty sustained pressure here recently. Blues looking to change that back around. They do a full fresh 5-man unit. Fugner, Schneider, Harris up front. Miniman, Komodowski on defense. Fugner wins the draw to Miniman. Miniman puts it behind the net, but nobody there except an Indy player. They bring it to the near side corner. They send it behind the Blues net. Miniman and Schneider go for that. Schneider tips that puck off. He tips it forward for Fugner. Fugner skates it through the neutral zone, brings it in, and Harris is just a step offside. Of all the missed offsides, that's probably the closest to not being offsides. And they call that one. You win some, you lose some. Bugner wins that draw. He pushes it forward between the Indy defenders. They're going to skate it behind the net. Their clearing pass is fanned on. Harris picks it up. He goes out to Miniman. Miniman shot on, tipped just to the side of the goalie's glove by Schneider. Schneider gets him from Bugner in the corner. Schneider out to the point. Komodowski's shot goes behind the net. Bugner picks it up, fans on his pass, and heads up. Here comes Indy with numbers through the neutral zone. As they bring it in, they take it to the near side boards. Miniman knocks off his stick. He sends it up the point, nobody there. Harris picks it up. He goes to Komodowski. Komodowski skates it through the neutral zone. He brings it in. Shot on, that goes just wide. Schneider picks up the loose puck behind the net. He gets hit, holds it there. Harris picks it up. He skates it to the near side corner, reverses. With room, shot on. That goes just wide off the pad into the corner. Then they're going to clear it all the way down. Stopped in the neutral zone by Komodowski. He's going to reverse to Miniman. Miniman can't hold up as Schneider, who was hustling, couldn't get back on side. .6:03 remaining here in the third. Blues lead 1-0. Full unit change for the Blues. Wessels, Blanchard, centered by Spatansky up front. Rubis, Peterson on defense. Face-off won by Indy into their own zone. Their pass is knocked off the skate of Wessel, but they get it right back. They cross the red line. They put it in deep. Rubis going to chase this into the near side corner. Tipped by Indy back behind the Blues net. Peterson picks it up after Spatansky hits his man. They go up to Wessel, far side. Wessel's pass to Blanchard picked off, and here comes Indy right back into the Blues zone with it as they put it deep. It's going to go behind the Blues net. Rubis picks it up there, goes up the boards for Blanchard. Blanchard tips it to Spatansky. Spatansky has it knocked off of his stick, but it goes right to Blanchard. His pass forward then picked off, and Indy sends it far side. Peterson picks that up, throws it in zone on net. Rebound comes out to the side. Wessel gets it, takes the pass to Blanchard. Blanchard's shot blocked into the far corner. Rubis picks up the loose puck. He puts it back in. They're going to say no icing as Wessel gets there before it anyways. He sends it to Blanchard. Blanchard reverses on the dot. Far side, he puts it in front. Loose puck in front. Sent out to the blue line by Indy. Peterson holds it, makes a couple moves. He gets slashed, puts it in deep. Picked up by Indy again, and they're going to throw it all the way down into the blue zone in what will be icing. 4:48 remaining here in the third. Blues have another fresh unit step on the ice. Giorgio, Boyer, Zilm up front. Brooks and Smith on defense. 4:48 remaining here in the third. Giorgio lines up to take it. Face-off one to Smith. Slap shot on goal, and it's a goal. One-timer slap shot by Smith on the face-off win by Giorgio beats the goalie high glove to put the Blues up by 2 late in the third. So that is Smith from Giorgio on a quick one-timer slap shot from right between the tops of the circle. Beats the goalie high glove. No change in personnel for the Blues. They win it back to Smith. Smith skates it, sends it off the boards, picked off by Indy, and here they come in 3-on-2. Good back check by Boyer, knocks it into the corner. Then he battles for it. Indy puts it behind the Blues net. Brooks picks it up. He goes up the boards. That's going to go all the way out to the blue line, held there. Good stick by Smith, breaks that up. He gets it to Giorgio. Giorgio goes to Boyer. Boyer tips it in. Indy grabs it. Their exit attempt is blocked by Boyer. They kind of reverse behind their own net, clear it up to the center, and here they come through the neutral zone. Malachi Smith on a good step up, hits his man, but Indy picks it up. Another hit by a Blues. And they're calling a roughing penalty against Malachi Smith. That's pretty weak. Good hit. Player had the puck. Yeah, I can't say I agree with that one, but Malachi goes to the box for what the ref says is a roughing penalty. With 4:03 left in the third period, Blues will send out Spatansky and Wessel up front. Defensive unit will be Peterson and Miniman. No, Komodowski and Miniman, sorry. Face-off, one out to the point by the Elite. They put it down low. Their man carries it behind the net. They send it up near our far side boards, bounces off of his stick. Spatansky all over him as he reverses. They put it down low behind the Blues goal line, back out to the sideboard. Miniman knocks it off a stick, and clearing attempt by Komodowski's held in, but kicked right to Spatansky, and he brings it back in. Gets around one, shot on. What a save again by the Indy goalie. Stopped that shorthanded attempt. Wessel tips it down low as the Blues retreat and blow off some more time here. Pass far side, tipped by Spatansky. Next pass picked off by Spatansky. He sauce passes that puck to Wessel. He brings it in. He gets held up. Again, no call. Blues aren't going to draw a penalty, I don't think. So don't bother at home yelling about it. Indy's going to bring it out far side. Step up by Wessel and Spatansky, break that up, and Indy's going to bring it in now, 3-on-2. They reverse it to Boyer, who picks it up. He tries to go far side for Blanchard. Goes right to an Indy player. Indy's going to bring it up near side. They reverse. They're going to take it far side. Miniman keeps him to the outside. He's going to take it behind the Blues net. Comes up the near side boards. Miniman stays on him. They get the puck out to the point now. Blanchard there. They go D to D. Long shot. That tip just wide. Miniman grabs it, gives it to Komodowski. He blows an edge, turns it over, heads up. Pass goes far side. Wow, fanned on the shot. Boyer was ready to sacrifice the body for it. He picks up the loose puck. He skates it all the way through, gets around one. He gets held again, no call, and interference. Pick one. And here comes Indy Elite back through the neutral zone. They're going to bring it into the Blues zone. That's going to do it for the Blues power play. 3-2-1, or penalty kill, excuse me. Bauer steps on the ice as Smith retreats to the bench. Indy holds at the line, sent it towards the net, gloved and given to Rubis. Rubis ices the puck. Blues send out Crowley, Bowers on forward. Defensive unit supporting them will be Peterson and Rubis. Defensive zone face-off comes to the right of Stutzer, won by the Elite. They go D to D on the point. Long shot blocked by Peterson, goes right to Bauer. Bauer chips it off the boards out to the neutral zone. Indy is elected not to pull their goalie in this 2-goal game with about 1:33 remaining. Crowley brings it in, drops it to Bauer. Bauer has it knocked off of his stick. Peterson puts it down low for Crowley. Bauer's going to go in on the forecheck. He reverses down the sideboards, makes another move. Crowley goes in, picks up the loose puck. Indy comes away with it. They send it up the sideboards. They're going to send it up. Held at the line by Peterson. Long shot on net. Glove save. Blues make another line change here with 1:10 left in the third. Fugner, Schneider, Harris up front. Defensively, we'll have Smith and Brooks. Offensive zone face-off comes to the right of the Indy goaltender. Fugner lines up to take it. It is a tie-up, won by Indy. They send it far side up the boards. They get to the outside. Brooks holds them there. They try going towards the front. Loose puck, picked up. Another save by Stutzer. Fugner grabs it, chips it forward, and that springs Harry on a semi-break as he reverses. He gets it knocked off of his stick, goes to Fugner. Fugner shoots and scores! Fugner with 44.7 puts the Blues up by 3. So Fugner from Harris, and don't know who made the initial pass. But Blues now lead 3-0 with 44.7 seconds left against the Indy Elite. They will keep the same line out. Fugner, Harris, Schneider up front. Brooks, Smith on defense. Face-off won by the Indy Elite. They were skated into their own zone. They reverse, send it up far side, goes through the legs of Smith. He gets it to Brooks. Brooks hits his man, holds the puck there. He pushes it back. It goes into the corner. Fugner grabs it. It goes a mile high. Stick down. It comes out to the point. They put it down low onto the sideboards with 20 seconds left. Smith all over his man. Fugner goes to help. They send it out to the point. Long shot gets through. Shoulder save. Schneider gets that to the corner. He's going to hold it there and try to bury it. Fugner knocks his man down. And puck is going to be held there with 3 seconds left. And that should do it as Blues win 3-0 here in the first game of the Tier 1 Showcase, Tier 1 Elite Showcase. We are back this afternoon at 5:15 Central Time against the Milwaukee Junior Admirals. Goals today by, let's see if we can remember them all. Fugner got the third. The second one was Malachi Smith. And I believe the first one was Linus Brooks. So Blues win 3-0. We'll see you tonight at 5:15 against Milwaukee. Until then, we'll see you.